There is a story, perhaps apocryphal but instructive nonetheless, that a pivotal moment in Larry Tanenbaum's empire building took just 7 minutes. 7 minutes to secure a handshake. 7 minutes to align visions. 7 minutes to lay the cornerstone for a deal that would ripple for decades. This isn't a tale of frantic, high-stakes gambling. It is, instead, a story about preparation. It is a story about the countless hours, days, and years of quiet, methodical work that make such a brief, decisive moment possible. This is the world of Larry Tanenbaum, a man whose name is synonymous with the commanding heights of Canadian sports and industry. Yet his ascent was not a dramatic leap, but a patient, calculated climb. He is the chairman of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Tanenbaum's importance does not lie in a single explosive innovation. His significance is more fundamental, grounded in the old ways of doing business. He is a master of assembly, a construction company. The foundation of Larry Tanenbaum's empire was not laid in a gleaming corporate tower, but in the mud and dust of construction sites. His career began at his family's business, Kilmer van Nostrand Kommer Limited, a company that built roads and paved airport runways. This was not a ceremonial apprenticeship. It was a deep immersion into the mechanics of building things. He learned the business from the ground up, the cost of materials, the logistics of heavy machinery, and the critical importance of meeting deadlines and budgets. This early experience in the unglamorous world of infrastructure instilled in him a profound respect for tangible results and the complex choreography required to bring a large-scale project to life. As he progressed, he moved from the operational side of the business into management and, eventually, ownership. He was no longer just a builder of roads, he was becoming a builder of deals. He had to learn the language of finance, law. Larry Tanenbaum's approach to business development can be summarized in 3 words. Think like a landlord. A landlord does not buy to flip for a quick profit next month. A landlord invests intending to hold for years, even decades, collecting steady rental income while the asset appreciates. Tanenbaum applies this to sports franchise media company piece of real estate. He avoids speculative, explosive, but uncertain payoffs. He seeks long-term, sustainable growth and reliable cash flow. His long-term view shows in the projects he champions. He helped develop the Air Canada Centre, now Scotiabank Arena. It was more than a home for the Raptors and Maple Leafs. It was a central entertainment hub in the heart of the city. Revenue 365 days a year from concerts, family shows, corporate events. The strategy turns a team with limited home games into an anchor tenant for a larger revenue machine. The arena becomes the cash flow engine supporting the variable business of sports. Creating ecosystems is a recurring theme in his career. If there is one non-negotiable principle in the Tanenbaum playbook, it is this: never go it alone. He is a profound believer in the power of partnership, a strategy he has used consistently throughout his career. His biggest ventures, like the acquisition and stewardship of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, are not solo conquests but grand coalitions. At MLSE, he brought together 2 of Canada's biggest telecom and media rivals, Bell Canada Rogers Communications, to share ownership. It was counterintuitive to many, but a stroke of strategic genius. Why bring your biggest competitors into the tent? The answer shows his partnership doctrine. First, it distributes financial risk. Running top-tier sports franchises is astronomically expensive. Sharing the burden prevents any single owner from being overexposed. Second, and more importantly, it aligns the interests of the most powerful players. As co-owners, Bell and Rogers aren't just broadcasters buying rights. They become partners invested in the team's long-term health and success. That flips adversaries into collaborators. The architecture of Larry Tanenbaum's wealth is built on a simple but powerful dual foundation: ownership of appreciating assets, generation of steady, predictable income. These are not mutually exclusive. In his world, they are deeply intertwined. The primary assets are the big, headline-grabbing holdings. His stake in Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment includes the Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto Raptors, Toronto FC, and the Toronto Argonauts. These are cultural institutions whose value is driven by scarcity media rights deals and deep-seated fan loyalty. They are remarkably resilient to economic cycles. Alongside these marquee assets are the workhorses of his portfolio: Kilmer Group holdings in commercial developments, residential developments, public-private partnerships building hospitals, public-private partnerships building transit lines. If you were to distill Larry Tanenbaum's financial strategy into a set of simple, actionable rules, they would look less like a trader's handbook and more like a farmer's almanac. The first and most important rule is to prioritize the long-term harvest over the quick sale. He is not a speculator looking to time the market. He is a cultivator. He buys assets, a sports team or a construction company, with the intention of holding them, nurturing them, and allowing them to mature. This requires an immense amount of patience and a belief that true value is not revealed in a quarter, but over a decade or more. This long-term horizon allows him to ride out market volatility and make decisions based on fundamentals, not fear. The second rule is to always partner with people who bring something essential to the table: capital or expertise. By partnering with giants like Bell and Rogers, he secured immense financial backing and gained unparalleled media expertise and distribution expertise. In the final analysis, Larry Tanenbaum's impact is written across the skyline of his city.